Alright, welcome back everyone. I was not planning on streaming today, but just finished watching the Super Bowl, an hour or so ago. And baby is surprisingly asleep. He's not feeling well, but fell asleep since he's tired. So suddenly I had some free time. Decided I guess I'll fire up another stream, only 2 days after my previous one 2 days ago, in which I had not streamed in a month and a half and wasn't expecting to stream again so soon, but I guess here we are. Let's see. The For those of you who will be tuning in, the Eagles are now your Super Bowl champions, so congratulations to them. Also, I want to shout out Lorenzo for finishing ninth with Sidecat in yesterday's Legacy Challenge. I think they missed top 8 on breakers, on second breakers, which is kind of crazy, but nice, deep, strong, solid run nonetheless. I played this exact list 2 nights ago, and threw the 5-0 in the final turns of the league. Actually, threw twice because I made two pretty boneheaded mistakes. One which, hey Rootsley, how's it going? One which was pretty egregious, and then the other one, well, that was the second mistake. The first one I just didn't think about it, and then it was too late before I realized. Thanks. Yeah, I think you've been doing well, right, Rootsley? I think you top 8 at a few of the recent challenges. I only briefly glanced at the challenges from this weekend, but I think I saw your name twice, maybe? I don't remember. I think you might even won. I don't even know. Might even won a challenge. But like I said, I only glanced very quickly at the results. Let's bring up Goldfish. That'll probably just be the answer. You won 2. Wow, okay. So there's that. There's one of them right here from Roosley themselves. And the other one looks like, wow, okay. Shout out. I guess Reanimator might be on the rise here. Okay, I see you're still running the Witherbloom sidestep, which is pretty neat. No more. I think the last time I saw one on your list, it might have been a while ago, but it's because for those who don't know, I've been. I wouldn't say I've been out of the loop. I just haven't really been playing much in the last month because January was a really busy month for me on a personal level and a professional level. So I was really busy with work, and my wife was also out of town, so I had to watch the baby. And then I was out of town for a bachelor party that I got very sick at, which I guess is expected, but not for the reasons you would guess. So I got food poisoning. But yeah, hopefully February of this month will be a lot more smooth, so I can play more matches. I do think this new list is very good. I should have 5-0, like I said, in the previous on previous stream, but through the last match, multiple times in the last few turns. You ever played Golgari Chain? Good question. I have talked very briefly with Jax. I've talked very briefly with Jax a while ago on it, especially since I thought at the time when I used to play Fiend Artisan, it was a decent sidestep. I never actually tried it, and then by the time I wanted to try it, Why the Reliquary had been printed, and there was really no reason to play. At least from my perspective, there's really no reason to play Fiend Artisan anymore. So it kind of lost its appeal a little bit with me, but it was something I wanted to try. Just a shame that I never got around to. I do think within the context of Reanimator, at least, it's a pretty decent sidestep because there's a lot of people who board in Graveyard Hate, and the ability to win game 1 because of your Graveyard combo, and then sidestep that hit game 2 is pretty neat. Speaking of Graveyard combo, pretty sure my opponent here is on Reanimator. I think that's all they play. There's no green source, so Mulligan. As better lucky than good. I'm opening with the Endurance. I think here, um, given that my opponent has never, well, actually that's not true. I think I played against him on Moon Stompy before, so I better play it safe. I better play it safe. They usually are on Reanimator, but for two purposes, I will fetch basic. Number one, first and foremost, this is really a learning stream, so I try to play as if I don't know what my opponent's on. I think also you get into like you develop bad habits if you assume your opponent's on XYZ deck. Um, let's do that, and then we'll bash. Do you ever F6 with endurance so that they just jam and you get them? I have. I've found it doesn't really work. So, for instance, a matchup where it comes up is like Cephalid Breakfast because you're incentivized to F6 anyways. Since they're milling their whole deck takes a while. My experience, granted the sample size is really small, is they always have force like when they doing that. So like, I haven't done it much, but it has not worked the times I've tried it. Ew, that's very strange. All right. I don't want them to therapy my endurance away. So I feel like I kind of have to like main phase the endurance right here. And not give my opponent the what the hell's going on? And not give my opponent the option to do that. Probably. Well, maybe not yet. I was gonna say maybe I should like main phase the fetch right now, but probably don't need to yet. I'm hoping they attack and I can just like block bounce. Sure. So it'll bash for 4 presumably. I'll just take 4, that's fine. Oh, I screwed up. I cost myself, well, maybe not. I want to be able to hard cast endurance here too, but the problem, hey Mike, how's it going? That's not gonna work. Yeah. I probably screwed up to be honest. Probably screwed up. This is what I get for not like for just rushing through things. I don't think this is a whatever game here. I guess we just do that and pass. We go to 5. Sure. Here I don't think we give them. Well, we'll let them do it, I guess. Shallow graves. Um, I feel like because they know we have it and they didn't take it, we just do it here. And then just get another. Then we bash with all. What a 3. So we have lethal on the crackback here. It's just it depends if they have like something. I think I just Talon gates them here and then. I probably should have put it under endurance to be honest. Or the cat. Alright. It doesn't matter. I did not play tight. There's like a few technical things I was sloppy there, but it didn't matter, I guess. Boarded my discard because they're, all in on the Reanimator plan. I don't even remember how I board with this. I haven't played this matchup in a while. Actually, it's different now, anyways, because I'm playing 4 cats. Like, this is better than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be good, and then it's even better than I thought because the combo kill potential beats certain decks that you may, kind of claw to the nail before to beat. According to my sideboard map here, boarding out 2 cats. I mean that makes sense, right? Like this matchup is about destruction first, and then in this matchup, I don't know. Sometimes they have removal. It's like weird. Like and cat doesn't really do anything, but I don't like natural order because usually you want to keep Reclaimer up, and if you happen to draw, like I think you just board into a control deck, but that's me, or a prison deck. I don't really like natural order because it's just like an irrelevant card most of the time, and I don't want him to like reanimate my attractor. So and hopefully I'm gonna have a hard time going wide. Safekeeper I've found to be like relevant against some of the removal, but I don't know what they play. Like sometimes they have Fatal Push, sometimes they have some random things. It's also a 1-drop, and at the end of the day, this is a guy's Cradle deck, so there is that. Safekeeper has surprisingly been very impressive in this deck. Maybe not in this particular matchup, but in general, I just feel like if I go turn 2 Wild Reliquary Safekeeper, I think the game's over. Like most of the time. Against any fair deck for sure. It's just like I play against Delver. I go turn 2, then white into Safekeeper. They sometimes either don't force or they force the Safekeeper, and then if they don't force, they just lose on the spot. Yeah, I know for real. I see that. Rusle. The problem is I don't know what this opponent has. I didn't bother to check their list. I don't love natural order, like I said. If anything, I would cut it for the cats for a faster clock. I don't like natural order this matchup because it's unlikely you got to go wide, and I don't really want to keep Atraxa in. But that's me. I mean, dot C's bug from our opponent. Okay, my opponent obviously does not know the matchup. That's loose AF in my opinion. Yeah. So again, I think I like Safekeeper actually better than Natural Order plus Hoof, and it's because I don't think Hoof is lethal most of the time, and I have been in situations before where like Hoof is accidentally lethal for them. Great. Okay. I guess I have to take their thing. How awkward. But that's okay. I actually think I'm winning this game now. Correct. They just no reanimation spell. They probably take my favorite macabre. Oh, I screwed up there. Actually, okay, they screwed up. I was supposed to fire off the fairy instead, but uh, I like clicked through it. Like I'm not supposed to leave the gristle around the yard. That's a mistake on my behalf and did not get punished. And not because I didn't know, but because I just clicked through it. And then they don't seem to know the matchup. Like I'm pretty sure they're dead. Like they should take fairy unless they're on the show and tell plan, I guess. Uh, Here, obviously, the natural order plus hoof would look a lot better, but I'm gonna rely on the fact that they're not gonna be able to beat this, but we'll see. We're dead to show and tell. Actually, that was a mistake. I should have held the verdant because in case I draw cat. Actually, there was also made another mistake. Again, I hold that in case I draw cat. This is 4. I wonder how many surveil lands they have. I'm like playing pretty loose right now. Alright, didn't matter. Loosey goosey didn't matter. Sometimes the deck just carries you. Like I said, did not play particularly well. I should have fired the Fairy Macabre in response to the Thoughtseize, the second one. And I should not have played and cracked the fetch. So those are two like obvious mistakes that I like just kind of going through the motions and caught in real time. But like I said, sometimes the deck just bails you out, right? Like I didn't really do anything like particularly impressive there. It's just and I didn't draw particularly well. It's just like obviously the fairy in hand was good. I'm a little bit weak there to a top deck show and tell, but I mean my opening hand was strong, right? I opened it with 2 Thoughtseizes and then top deck into a Fairy Macabre. The Witch King. I don't know what they're on. Unlike my first opponent, which is generally always on Reanimator, I don't know what this person always is generally on. One land too many. My heuristic typically is like, would I keep this on 6? Probably. Um, Ideally, I had another threat, but I don't really like to mulligan. In general, I think the deck, because it operates with two clunky, 7 and 8 drops already. I want to minimize the number of mulligans I have, and it's why I'm down to only one Talon Gates, and then only one Bog, and none of the extra fluff like um, echoing deeps or whatnot. Looks like I'm playing a Storm. Um, Fetch lands are a premium in this deck, so I just want to, play Cat and then just grow it in case it's a matchup like this where Reclaimer's probably not going to matter. Also, for anybody who's joining in, congratulations to you if you're an Eagles fan. My condolences to you if you were, a Swiftie or looking for the three-peat. That seems very odd to me. Wow, okay. I think what I'm gonna do is, see, the thing is, like, if I get one extra counter here, it's gonna double the next turn, so it's really two. But this is actually a faster clock because I can attack with this as well. Yeah, okay. I think this is still a faster clock, just going that. Also, they could have discard, in theory. We're gonna try to combo kill our opponent in turn 3 right now. We might just be dead. This kind of matchup, we can't really do anything outside collective, and I didn't know what they were on. I want to bluff as if I endurance. Most people assume we still have 4. Gotta do that fake pause, right? Like, you're gonna respond. I like to do that with Force of Vigor too, even though I'm not even running it at the moment. Some people think that's blasphemous, but people play around Force of Vigor regardless. So I hate having Force of Vigor stranded in my hand as people play around it. No, for sure. It's the mind games, right? Maybe you just every once in a while you catch somebody who plays scared because you like tank, right? There's no reason to not tank here, but I'm all about the bluff and the mind games. Assuming you can play in a timely manner, obviously. Because the last thing you want to do is get an unintentional draw. I think we're maybe dead here. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't expect to win this matchup. At least game 1, I don't expect to win. Like, I've gotten lucky, obviously. Like, sometimes they just have a slower hand, or you're on the play and you have like turn 2 collective. But that's not really the case here. We were on the draw and ooh, did we potentially steal? Okay, this is interesting. This is kind of cool if it works out, but we'll see. That's 16. If I put in a Talon Gate, that's 2 more. I don't know, like maybe the mat. Maybe it matters. I'm pretty sure I'm dead mostly. Like what? That one they just whiffed badly, right? I wouldn't do anything. I don't know if they have like. I know, right? It was close, no cigar. Actually, we screwed up. I think I might have won. Well, actually, no. Oh yeah, I did screw up. I did screw up because it would have doubled twice. So if I had played the reclaimer, I'm sorry, the reclaimer and got the extra fetch land, then I would have had lethal. So I actually punted this game, right? Because the extra counter from the fetch land is one extra damage, and then it doubles twice. So and then you have to subtract the damage because it would be a reclaimer attacking instead of a cat. So I think I would have had extra one, and then it's double. That's two, and then four, and then minus one, three. I would have the kill. So live and learn. Okay, now we know. I had not been in this situation before, and I didn't think about the doubling from the secondary cat. So I actually punted this game. Like we had lethal, but I won't make that mistake going forward, right? Like now I'm gonna know if you in a situation where you have two cats, you rather take the fetch land early because it doubles twice. So even though this cat can attack and that's one extra damage than the reclaimer, you get four back because of the doubling, right? Like you get the extra fetch that doubles once, so that's two, and then doubles the second time, that's four. So they would have to be at -1. All right, good to know, I guess. Yeah. Good to know. All right. I'm not really concerned about wins and losses, to be honest. It's more about learning. I don't remember how I board here. So counterintuitive, right? Like, I didn't think about like I said, the second doubling. I was thinking just the first one, so you get one extra back, but then you don't have the cradle down. This matchup, well, definitely the thought seizes. Looks like I bored out the cats. Talon Gates doesn't do anything. Ironically enough, the Talon Gates there mattered. Assuming I played it right. Let's see. What am I boarding out here? An endurance, I guess. Like I'm gonna dare them to go to the graveyard. Like when they know we're a graveyard, like anti-graveyard deck. That's my trick, right? Like they expect endurance. I actually boarded endurance out. Yeah, I found endurance to not be very good, to be honest. But yeah, we're just playing on vibes tonight. I should have won that game one if I took the time to actually analyze what I should be doing, but I figure it's one of those things where I have like a 50-50 chance of getting it right, and if I'm wrong, I won't make that mistake in the future. Strangely, in the small samples I've had, that scenario has not come up where I was tasked with that decision, because I combo killed with Cub twice so far in like 3 leagues or whatever it is, and it's always been like later in the game where I had like a 30-30 or 40-40. We're just probably dead, but I don't. Like I said, I don't really care. The other thing I kind of value too is like when I've noticed a lot of my opponents don't really understand this deck. So when they win and it's because I punted, I don't mind them having this false sense of security too, right? Because if I do play my opponent again in a higher stakes event, I think that false sense of security probably ultimately long run benefits me because I don't think they realize that I made a mistake a lot of times. Like in my previous league on stream 2 nights ago, my 5th round didn't even realize I made 2 mistakes. So they probably are less likely to play like, additional sideboard hate against you. All right, we're probably just dead here. What I try to do too is like, if I play against somebody or pair into somebody I think I could play in like a big event, in like a top 8 or something, I try to not throw the match, but I try to insert in little mistakes here and there to see if A, they catch it, and 2, for the reasons I just mentioned, right? How much margin do I actually have? And if I beat them anyways, then it's like, oh, this matchup's easy. Or vice versa, right? Like, they still slaughter me, and then it's like, okay, this matchup probably needs to be addressed. Alright, they didn't play around Mind Break Trap. We're just dead. That's okay. Oops. So we'll move on. We're 1-1. Who knows how Game 3 would have played out there. Again, I should not be making that mistake going forward now that I had it come up, right? Where it could bite you is... It just so happened I had the... what is it called? I have to do the math actually on that. So 2 cubs. So the first one is gonna be the first 2 counters is 2 counters, and then the second cub comes down. Well, actually, that's not true. I might not be able to play the Talon Gates there. I don't love this hand. This is a lot better. My opponent, every time I played against him is on ninjas. I don't know if that's gonna change here, but the sample size I have is they're always on ninjas. Okay, so let's do the math again. If I go 2 counters on cub, play whatever thing, and then the next turn, if I play a cub, I won't be able to play the Talon Gates. So maybe it didn't matter. Actually, that's not true. What I could have done was potentially keep. I think I'm just gonna go because I don't have another fetch. I'm just gonna do that. Actually, that's a mistake. I meant to say noble because if they want to remove my creature, I'd rather them remove the hierarch. So that was a misplay. I don't know why. I thought about it right now too, and I just like still did the wrong thing. So I'm still thinking about that other place. So I go 2 creatures and then Cradle, and then I can still cast the. I think I can still play the Talon Gates, so it doubles again. So that's 2, 3, 4. It doubles to 8, 16, plus 2, plus the 1 I'm still short. I think I have 17 damage. So that makes me feel better, I guess. Whatever that's worth. I wonder if I'm gonna get to do my combo here. If that resolves, then I'm gonna green sun for one. Play through daze here. If they want to daze the second thing, that's fine. If they don't daze it, then I play the hierarch, and then our misplay in turn one doesn't matter. Like the correct play should have been fetch Bayou Noble. And then now the sequencing mistake didn't matter. If they would have dazed the Noble hierarch here, then our sequencing mistake actually worked out in our favor. Bowmasters, yeah. Whatever. Pretty mediocre card against me. It's like 2 mana kill a situational removal. It's a pretty bad card in my opinion. Jesus, really? Okay. I think we have no choice but to ramp here now. Because if they like waste us or something, or kill or bowmaster or hierarch, then suddenly we can't cast the cat. Especially the way they're playing like ultra aggressively. Sure. Probably bounce the high. Yeah, that's annoying. What can you do? What can you do? Like I said, I ramped there because if the bowmasters are higher, suddenly we can't play magic. Okay. I think we just leave that up. I don't think it's worth the 2 damage. We know they're gonna bowmasters our arbor, but that's okay. We untap here with white, I think it's game. This card is just egregious, like in fair matchups. Like literally 2 mana win. Sure, game's over, I guess. Don't think we care. Especially backed by Safekeeper. For those who missed my previous stream, I mentioned my Mount Rushmore of Modern Horizons 3 are in this order. What is it called? My Mount Rushmore is Fleshbreaker 1, White 2, Nadu 3, Frog 4 is in terms of power level. So if I attack with Cub here, they can jump, and I don't think I want that. I think we'll just bash. 7-ball them. I don't think it's as cracked as some of the other cards I just mentioned. Like, it's very good, don't get me wrong. It's just, I think it's good because of the shell is in. Alright, we're just gonna get all the whites out. Like, I have legitimately beat, and granted, maybe it's just a bad matchup for Frog. I have beaten like 6 Frog attacks with this deck, and it looks pretty bad, at least in the face of a Wild Reliquary. Yes, I would agree with that. I think Entomb is the egregious card in that deck. Not Frog's egregious too. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's bad. I just think Fleshraker in the deck that plays it is completely broken. Like in Eldrazi and in the Mystic Forge deck, I think White in this deck is completely broken. Like Frog cannot solo the game the way a Fleshraker or a Wild Reliquary can just solo games. And then Nadu is just playing on a different axis than all the other cards, which is why I have it 3. And then Frog, in my opinion, is just like a very good, undercosted, broken draw engine, but it doesn't actually win the game like some of these other cards that I just named ahead of it, in my opinion at least. I mean, I agree it should be banned, don't get me wrong. It's just like, it's just apples to oranges, if that makes sense. Like, in terms of, like, nobody's gonna ban White because not enough people play this deck. And same thing, nobody's gonna ban. I shouldn't say not because people are frustrated with that card, but Fleshraker as of right now seems like for some reason people think Michael Spawn is a more egregious card. I think Michael Spawn personally is kind of laughable that people want it banned, but I don't. That's neither here nor there. It's a 6-drop for goodness sakes. I think here Snuff Out is like pretty good because I think they're playing like Tamios and whatnot now. I don't think I want Bog. Actually, maybe I do. I don't think I want Hoof. I think Attracts Red is just Solo's game. I mean, I think if you're talking about just in those decks, Ancient Tomb is the most egregious card, but I know people don't want that card banned. I think I don't really care personally. I hate getting into ban talks because I don't care at the end of the day. It's whatever makes people happy. But I don't think people are rational when it comes to like bans. Like if the logic is to make control good again, I think the card to ban is Ancient Tomb. But again, that's neither here nor there. I think here maybe just keep the Bog in case they like Tameo down or something. Yeah, I's pretty egregious, but you have to like build around it. Like I think Fleshraker, well, lands are always gonna be more powerful, right? Like obviously Cradle's like ban worthy too. They're not gonna do it because it's grandfathered in, and same thing for like I guess some people think Ancient Tomb is grandfathered in. I'm not sure about that personally, but jeez. Like I mentioned this on the previous stream 2 nights ago. There's 2 ways to do it, and I don't really care. I guess at the end of the day, I just think one sounds to me more reasonable than the other. Is you either ban Ancient Tomb if you want control to be playable, or you ban the 20 to 25 threats that can play in the Ancient Tomb decks. So to me, it makes more sense to ban one card, but if people want to ban 20 to 25 cards, that's fine with me, I guess. Like, there's White Red Initiative, there's Mono Red, there's Eldrazi, there's a whole bunch of decks. I think that you would have to just ban all the threats if the decision is to keep Ancient Tomb. And I think at some point, Entomb is going to be a problem too. That's with the premise. If people don't think it's already a problem. But I've always been of the type you ban the enabler, and I don't think those cards are grandfathered in per se, at least to me. Ugh. Need to hit a land drop here, otherwise I'm probably not in great shape. This is kind of brutal. I'm missing a land drop here, and they're probably going to return their Bowmasters and Bowmasters me again. Although I can just, like, I guess, oh, they're going to moon me, maybe? Yeah, okay. So I can either slam white here and hope to just end the game, or so this is a 4/4 now. They could have days, although they didn't daze my thing. This is kind of rough. Alright, let's just play. I've always been of the heuristic. You just lead with defense. If you play, if you can play 2 1-drops, you just play 2 1-drops. If they daze the white reliquary, that's a disaster. Or removal is pretty bad too. So I think I play it safe here. I allow them to daze the reclaimer. They attack again. I think I just should I let that go? Yeah, I don't think I can afford to sack lands here. If they want to draw cards, that's fine. Sure. I think that's hexproof. That's pretty annoying. Like I said, I don't. If I maybe. Oh my god! I clicked through it because I was talking. Okay, whatever. Okay. I don't want to get dazed here, like randomly. Don't want to get dazed there randomly. At the end of the day, I guess, like, the stun counter is probably not worth sacking a land under that board state too. Each non-token sacrifices a non-creature of a choice. Sure. The thing's stunned anyway, so whatever. And there's no way I'm sacking Safekeeper. I have the combo up, right? This is my A plus B. A plus B. They ain't winning this game. Sure. Yeah, there's no way they're attacking there. Oh. Ugh. I keep making that mistake. I'm supposed to leave that. Whatever. That's fine. For the cat, but I guess not a big deal because I'm going to get extra mana off the Cradle. The extra counter there for the cat's probably not relevant as a creature to fodder for the white, so my tunnel vision is probably not going to matter. I think here I'm going to do that and see what they do. Maybe they force. Who the heck knows? If they, yeah, it's weird. They should have forced the white, but Maybe they just drew it. Sure. I think we're pretty ahead here. We have the combo. Sure. I think the only thing we're probably scared of here is like a Harbinger. That's like that would level the playing field, or a Pithing Needle if they have that. Although I don't think people play Pithing Needle in blue decks anymore because the I did analysis. The overlap in terms of consigned to memory, I think it's the card. I don't remember the Eldrazi slash like Stifle and Pithing Needle is pretty high. So if they're a blue deck, they're probably just on consign instead of Needle. What are they targeting here? I think I just do that. Just like not allow them to do anything. I just don't think I care. Our Snuff Out's dead, but that's okay. Oh, I should have attacked. I mean, I should have played the cat first. That was a mistake. They're probably gonna block with the Bowmasters. It's okay. I get punished here if they like force me to sack the land to the white. Now it's probably just game. Like I said, I was like miles ahead. Sure, I don't think it matters. Don't think it matters. I don't think I can attack with the Safekeeper in case they have Bowmasters. This game has been over for a while now. They have to sweep, in my opinion. And even then, it's not great because of Talon Gates. They're gonna attack. I don't think we care. The thing is, the Safekeeper is the problem. Like they can't get rid of our board, so they have to deck Deluge for 1,000,000. I don't think we care. Sure. Yep. Maybe I just hit the Hierarch for Bog, so I can actually cast the Snuff Out on the Tameo. Sure. Plays around Murktide to it, I guess. What am I gonna get here? Probably the cat, because it has trample. Also, if for some reason they can stop the snuff out with a daze or something. Um, yeah, let's see. Actually, it doesn't matter because I can hit this for 4 already, and then they lose their Tameo anyways. Let's do that. Matter of just dotting the I's, crossing the T's now, right? I don't think I care again. Like, that's gonna be annoying. I think here, going to have to Talon Gates that. Yeah, okay. Like, there's a chance I just die to that, but that's okay. Alright, I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. I was thinking back about the game one punt here that I had. In hindsight, I think it's still correct to play the second fetch there because of two things. If I have a green sun, then I can actually tutor for an arbor. But So that's one way to like change the map. But otherwise, it doubles from the first two counters, and then the two cat triggers. That's 3 and 4. It doubles once, doubles twice, so that's 4 to 8, 8 to 16, plus the base damage of 2. That's 18, plus the extra reclaimer attack. That's 19, and then if I have either Safekeeper or Green Sun, then that's lethal. So good to know. I won't be making that mistake again. Mulligan. It's more to 6 or 5 really already, and the Safekeeper's not particularly great. Sure. I think there's a chance Curran's gonna be on what is it called? I think there's a chance Curran's gonna be on yeah, the zombie deck. Probably just take the land here. I don't really like Arbor, to be honest. And I just hope that I'm gonna hit a land drop instead. Which I hit the cat, which is fine, but F6. Hey, Mark Moling. I think the deck list is probably up to date. I talked about this last time a little. I mean, on my Discord. The sideboard, I am unsure what's the next evolution of this deck. I don't think you can cut Snuff House. I don't think you can cut Thoughtseizes. That doesn't leave much, right? Like I think Saga and Needle are also kind of a must. So really, it's between like Endurance, Fairies, and the second Needle. Oh, sure, that's fair. The cat is just another threat, really. It's a way to close out games and makes your 2-drop play a lot better, because before this deck was a little bit over reliant on Wire the Reliquary. Now, if you don't draw Wire the Reliquary or it's somehow answered, you have like a backup, 2-drop that's like decent. Let's see what the Fatal Pusher. Alright, we're just gonna F6. Kind of unfortunate we mulled to 5. Like, I built the deck so you mulligan as less frequently as possible, but it still happens. They're gonna probably flashback the therapy, hit the cub. I think we're like kind of on the natural order game plan here. Kind of strange that they plus there. I feel like I would have zeroed. Okay, it's like the new Cataclysmic Gearhulk. So they might be doing that soon. I'm also gonna guess maybe they're gonna therapy the my cat, sacking the feeder. if they're gonna go for this line, right? Like choose a. Or not. Yeah, like I said, they're probably just pitch the. I think just get another cat. Pass. Well, let me see. Cause they tick down here is like kind of bad for us. All right, we're not gonna think too much. Just YOLO attack. Okay, interesting. Now I feel bad for not. I'm like misplaying so badly right now. Oh, that's terrible for us. That is. Oh my god, that not playing the land is gonna cost me now. Sure. How much does that do, by the way? 4? Okay, I guess it would have died anyways. It feels like a snuff out matchup. I played like against the previous iteration of this deck from Punishing Waterfalls. I think the matchup's okay. Obviously, you need to draw natural order this matchup, but you have some other ways of winning. Granted, this version is with black and the combo we kill, I guess. So there is that. I think we're probably dead, but it's hard to say. Just F6, I guess. Sure. Oh, I guess are we just dead? Maybe we are. Hits the hierarch here, I would assume. Or not. Oh, they're gonna just pump the flyer. Oh, so we are dead. Okay. Alright, let's get these useless endurance out. Collective is pretty bad too. The bog. They're carrying feeder. I don't know if they have like recursion. I definitely want the snuff outs. How much room do we have? Alright, what are the chances that they have graveyard? Like, I don't really want to cut any of these other stuff. I don't think. I think it's like that. Just like not respect their graveyard angle. I've been seeing some very dangerous um, number of copies of Reclaimer in some lists, and I know my only presumption is anybody who says Reclaimer is not very good. Like I have to assume because it's been very good for me, even in post Modern Horizons 3 environment, that there has to be like some disconnect in like the sequence involved with this card because it's almost like it reminds me a lot of when I first adopted this card in Glimpse of Nature Elves or just in Elves, where a lot of people said, or there's a lot of people who said that this card didn't do anything, and it is like I said, it must be some kind of disconnect in sequencing because at least at that time I thought it was the best card in the deck, best creature, and now it's no longer the best creature, but it's still very good. I think I'll keep. They fury us, so be it. Like, it is what it is. I don't know if they're a Wasteland deck, but hey, Nico, how's it going? Just take the Safekeeper, I guess. I don't know if they're a Fury deck. I don't know if the red count is high enough. We'll see, I guess. Yeah. Eesh. That's a little bit scary. They probably need Green Sun, I have to imagine. Okay, so they take the sure thing. That's fine. I'm not playing around with Fury here. If they have it, they have it. I'm just gonna play my bomb and hope it untaps. There is a chance here I snuff out my own dork if they Fury. That's so funny. It's just the play I was talking about. Sure, that's okay with me. A turn late. 2 bolts is pretty nasty though. Sure. The double bolt there was pretty annoying. Now the decision comes, like, do I Talon Gates it? I don't think I want to lose my Cradle. Like, I'm thinking about my path to victory here, and I wanted to keep natural orders and out, otherwise I'm short mana. Amp Raptor, sure. Sure, they can have a 1/1. Natural order. Ah, called it. So Hoof here is not even close to lethal. So I'll just attract something. That's probably just game, to be honest. Get a million things. Snuff Out is surprisingly dead. Let's see. Green Sun. Yeah, okay. So Curran knows the writing's on the wall, right? Like, I just don't see how they're getting past this Atraxa. At that point, I'm just gonna think of like every out imaginable. Like, how do I lose this game? And I don't think there's an out to this card based on the board state. For those paying attention, like, look how good Safekeeper was that game. This is the times where you don't want 3 Safekeepers. You don't really want to open with 2. Probably still a cube, to be honest. It does have the best card in the matchup. So I think I'm just going to keep it almost off the back of that. It's going to be awkward, though, if they therapy naming Safekeeper and we just lose 2 cards. That's going to suck, but I don't think we can play around that. Therapy is very good against us because we have multiples and there's like certain cards that really matter, like natural order. Might be sure. That's a hell of a card. Actually, I screwed up. I think I should have did that first, and now I'm gonna get punished because they know what card in my hand. Actually, so small sequencing mistake is potentially gonna cost me there. Like, I have now 1 known card when it should be 0. Like, one of the things I try to do is to play perfectly with his deck, and I make it a priority to, like, oh. Like, I need to stop doing that. I keep talking and then I'm supposed to snuff out this Amp Raptor and now I can't because I'm like talking and then I get distracted. It's terrible. What a bad mistake I just made right now. This is why I sometimes don't enjoy streaming. Like I talk and then I like get distracted and I make a game losing mistake like I just did. I'm making all kinds of mistakes. I guess it didn't matter. Like they could have just killed that anyways with a bolt. Actually, oh my god, I'm. What am I doing? Like, sure. Playing horribly right now. I'm supposed to. Just terrible. I feel like I have no choice. Okay, what am I supposed to be doing? If I kill that, they kill the safekeeper. Sure, whatever. We're probably just dead now. We can't. This bombardment's a problem. Sure. Just terrible. I'm playing like dog water right now. Luckily, that doesn't do anything. Sure. Do you have 2 removal spells? So be it. Oh my god. Both arbors gone. I should have. Yeah, that. Oh, that's must. I didn't realize the 2 arbors are there. Oh my god. I'm very close to stabilizing and very close to not. I could. Is that a fatal push? Yeah, okay. We're so close. Like, we're missing the arbors, and they whiff here, I think we got it. Alright, we're not going to give Current a chance to respond. Alright, Cradle, Ignoble, Natural Order, Snuff Out, and not Natural Order, Green Sun. Natural Order is already in hand. So, for some reason, Current has swords here. I'm kind of screwed. Like, I'm all in on Safekeeper. Here, 3 Safekeepers is kind of good. Oh my god, it's lagging. I think Current made a mistake there. Should have just responded by popping me. Now I can just like take no damage. What is going on? Actually, I missed sequence there. I was supposed to do the Safekeeper first. Because the only way we lose now is we get burned out. And I think the minute attacks once, the game's over. Alright, so I think Current should have won that game, but forgot about the interaction with Safekeeper and Price of Progress. Alright, I'm gonna use the restroom real quick and then we have one more to go. All right, back. We are 3-1. I did punt game one here against the Storm player. Um, no guarantees I would have got there anyways, game one, because it would have relied on. Let me think about that. So it's two counters, and then doubles. So and then add two, so that's four, and then doubles 8, 16 plus base two. That's I would have had my opponent potentially at one life. I think it was. I don't remember. I don't remember they fetched once or not, but if they did, then I definitely, blew it right by not punting. I mean, by not So the mistake I made was not playing fetch land on turn two there. Not the best, but sure. Pew pew 444. I don't know what they're on. This list feels good. One of the criticisms I know of this list is some people want to play Force of Vigor because they're afraid of artifacts like in Staring Bridge. My only recommendation is if you want to play Force of Vigor because you think it's um, good against your respective metas, sure. I think playing it as a crutch because you're scared of a card like Ensnaring Bridge is just to me a symptom that it's better to get the practice in against something like an Ensnaring Bridge, which I think I've lost to like twice in like 5 years or more. I don't think that card, like, if you know what to do, beats you, if that makes sense. Like, most of the time when people go in for a Ensnaring Bridge against me, I don't like Besage too. I'm like very, very pro strong mana base. But yes, you could do that if if something like an Ensnaring Bridge scares you, which I think most of the time, like people who go for that line usually lose against me. Here is interesting. Like Shatter Skull, no play. I wonder. I don't remember if Painter plays this land. I feel like they don't. It's probably Moon Stompy. The problem I see is well, endurance is not gonna be relevant. That much I know. So I guess I just rather, you know, sell out to natural order next turn. If they fear me here, that's pretty brutal. But what can you do? I think there's a possibility. I'm supposed to just play Safekeeper and pass. Now that I think about it, because they still have the Fury. Here, I just gave them a creature for no reason. If they do Fury. Here, I gave them a creature for no reason if they Fury. That's interesting. Sure. I don't think I should care about that card. At least not on this board state. The attack, no blocks. They probably target Safekeeper, I'd imagine. We pitch our Bog, protect it. Yikes. That is the least. So here, like I said, I gave them a free creature for no reason, right? Oh, interesting. Okay. I think we just, man, that's kind of brutal. Here we're getting a little bit punished, right? Like we we didn't play. We played two dorks. We should be able to double. We should be able to double spell here, and we did not get to because of my blunder. So they're gonna pitch the chalice, hit the hierarch, when we should have another hierarch in play, and then if we drew another land, then it's the ultimate punish, right? Well, it's hard to say, right? Because I would have fetched this for a. Maybe we still get there. I don't know. It's hard to say. I should have another one drop in play right now, and if I had drawn a land after fetching, then I would have a natural. I would have a track in play, but because I threw away a noble for no reason, like the one thing though is playing playing both dorks did allow me to bypass playing two dorks did allow me to bypass a bombardier's draw though, so there is that. I guess it depends if I want to play around fear or play around bombardiers. So here we're gonna go to. All right, I think we're all in on endurance here. We can't fetch because they'll just blow up our thing with. Sure. They'll just blow up our thing with the bombardiers. I think we're probably just dead regardless, if I were to guess. Because they can attack, pitch the one ring, and then pitch the bombardiers, and I think we're just dead. I'm not sure it would have mattered, to be honest. Because they had the chalice that they could just have thrown at our dorks. I mean, granted, I need them to misplay too. They could misplay, but if they know to like hit the dork with the chalice because I'm on 3 mana, then we would have never got to natural order anyways. Assuming my opponent, knows what to do. So we're just dead here. Because they can fling the ring and they can fling a bombardiers at us. It's matchups like this where I really don't want to see endurance. And I think we mulled, if I remember correctly. Yeah, see, they're gonna fling the ring at us, and they're gonna fling a bombardiers at. I think we were on the play. Ugh, that's deflating. Okay. Let's try to get this post board. I think everything else is like really good. We didn't. It's unfortunate because we didn't see any of the cards that would have been really good in this match, aside from the natural order, and we just didn't get a curve. Like, we have 4 Cubs that are really good. We have 4 Whites that are really good. Especially if backed by a Safekeeper. Like, this matchup is all about speed. This is the first time that I'm playing as Moon since adding the 4 Cubs main deck, so we'll see. That's a mode 5 already. Oh my god. This is why mana base, right? Alright, I feel like it's that. Fetch a basic here first and then see. This will be one of the nice matches to, well, maybe, to have like basic swamp, but maybe not even. Like, I don't really want to fetch basic swamp is the problem. I may fetch because I don't want my opponent to be able to respond to my fetch land with removal. Definitely getting a Cradle here. I'm just gonna pass turn, see what my opponent does. They're on a 1-turn clock. Sure. Sure. I think that I'm okay with that. All right. I think I get Arbor and probably the decision is like whether to pitch the Arbor for another Arbor. Probably. I think the game is probably over, but we'll see. Land. Okay, they just conceded. Easy mode. We're just like playing like what can like I don't think they can beat Safekeeper plus Atraxa. That's like one of the combos for us, right? On a mode of 5 too, which is pretty neat. I hate hands like this because I'm inclined to keep, but I'm gonna lose to anybody who like tries to nut draw me. It does have Cub for what it's worth, but no Snuff Out. Like I would feel much safer when I open with Snuff Out. So I don't feel safe with this hand, but I don't think I'm supposed to mold this hand. I think like what would Mott's do? And Mott's would probably keep this hand. Again, this hand we kept is susceptible to getting just nut drawn, which could happen right now. Blood Moon. And that's not the end of the world. Really wish we had Snuff Out, like I said. Just kill this dork. This is awkward because I really want to get the Cradle, but we just like lose to the Blood Moon here. The other thing we can do is like we have 2 Cubs and we can just play around Blood Moon here, and if our white is like potentially shut off, then so be it. I don't want to accidentally lose the Blood Moon here when we don't have Snuff Out in hand. We may get to do the cool line of like play side can't play fetch land pass, and then they're forced to make the awkward target cat with Fury, and then we pump the hierarchy in response. For those of you who are not sure what I'm talking about, if I don't draw 1-drop, it'll come to fruition here. They probably, I mean, usually they play 4 Furies, so they probably have it. What are they doing here? They didn't. It's very scary to me that they didn't loot. I wonder what they could possibly have. Hieroglyph, sure, I guess. Question here is like, do I just turn off their mana? I would think yes. The problem is like I'm staring down a. The problem is I'm staring down a whatever right now. A freaking Fable copying a Pyroglyph. I think not having Snuff Out might have just cost me this game. Like, we have no way to break parity. It's gonna be awkward. We can beat a Kikijiki. We can beat a Parbo. We can't beat them together with this board state, unless we draw a Safekeeper, which would be clutch right now. It's sort of a Safekeeper. They could just also like dome us with the power glaives too, so that's the annoying part. I think we have to play for natural order. Would it be like Fig? It doesn't feel great. We need to draw removal and we did not. What are we gonna do here? Probably just on the cat, right? They want to trade. That's fine with me, I think. Oh, we need to snuff out in the worst way possible right now. But like I said, I don't think we can just like mold his hand. Okay, that's part of this game. Well, alright, 3-2 it is. Yeah, I'm not sure there's anything we could have really done about this game because we're on the draw and we just cannot break parity without snuff out. But I don't think we can just mold it like what is otherwise a reasonable hand. It just we need to be on the play this game. Alright, it is what it is. GG's. They do not let us play channel now. So that's 6, yeah. Alright, we went 3-2. Probably punted a game 1 here. Not that doesn't guarantee we will won anyways. I think I feel okay about this matchup. Let's see again what happened in our loss in round 5. I do think we should probably try to beat Moon Stompy. But like the mistake we made here was probably just didn't need to play the hierarchy and they furied us. And then we just never got to cast natural because of this. Alright, that's pretty straightforward. We won game 2 because we're on the play. Game 1 we were on the play too, but we also drew an endurance, which is bad. Again, like I don't think we can mold this, but I could be wrong. Like, what's better than this? Like, it has cat, it has white. If they don't have Fury plus Clock, we probably win. If they have Clock or Fury, but not both, like I said, we probably win. So they go turn 1, there's their Clock. So that prices us into, I think in hindsight, what I would do differently is, because they have a Clock here, I'm like a little bit tempted to play into our outs and just fetch our Bayou here, and they move. Actually, no, it doesn't make any sense. Like we could still play the Catacombs for Bayou to turn on Snuff out, but here, yeah, there's their Clock, and then back by Disruption. We can go for the Hail Mary here and just play white, I guess, and hope they don't have removal. I'm not sure it would have mattered. Okay, so they have the Fury, so again, maybe it just doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm not sure like we would have beat this hand, given that we're on the draw and don't have Snuff out. I would change one play though. Because we're behind, I don't think I go for the Collector Oof line. I think because we're behind, we have to take a risk, and in hindsight, I think on turn 2 it was, I would have Hail Married the white and hope it resolves. And if they don't kill it, they probably have enough mana to be honest, because they have the Chrome Mox +2/+3, and then they probably get us like with maybe a hardcast fury or something like that. But I think I go for the Hail Mary white play, and then hopefully it resolves. And then if it resolves, I think we potentially turn the tide, but unlikely to resolve given what we saw here. Their hand was pretty good. Do you play standard? You steer clear of arena, or are you both platforms? I played arena when the during COVID, and it was the format for the Pro Tour. That was probably the most I played arena, and I played standard a little bit during the time when Teferi was legal. What is it called? The Cat Oven was the deck I played. Cat Oven. I played a little bit of the cycling deck with Zenith Flare, but it's been a long time since I've played arena. The problem with arena is like I feel like if I sink time into it, I don't get any payoff per se. Whereas here, I typically do it well enough to at least get chess, and then it's not much, but I can still redeem it for whatever pricing. All right, anybody have any questions? Like I said, I think I would change one play in hindsight, and just go for the Hail Mary Water the Reliquary, since I'm already behind on board. I don't have Snuff Out to like catch up. Aside from that, I think this league was a pretty good learning experience. I think going back to this, if I would change anything. So the thing is, I'm already playing 3 save keepers, and I'm not sure I have room for. I'm not sure I have room for Invigorate, which would have helped this game here. Maybe that's what it comes down to. But again, like, what am I cutting really? Like, if I cut a needle, maybe I have to cut the Reclaimer. I don't really want to cut 1-drops, if I'm being honest. Reclaimer was solid there in the game 2 that we won, right? So right now the mapping is 4 Snuff Out. We take out the Endurance, take out the Crater Hoof, take out the Bog. Well, I don't really love doing it, but like the Talon Gates, if you untap with a white, is like pretty relevant. But maybe you can board out Talon Gates too, and then instead of a needle here, you have like an Invigorate as like a 5th free spell, right? To like flip the matchup, so to speak. I don't love it, but it's like a thought process, because sometimes the Talon Gates, like I can see it mattering for sure in this kind of matchup. But aside from that, I don't think I want to cut 1-drops. Like Reclaimer was pretty decent, and I think I like having 14 1-drops. Like all of these cards are good except maybe Oof, but Oof can shut off a Oof can potentially shut off a Chrome Mox draw or the 1 ring as well. And I don't really think there's any other cut aside from maybe Talon Gates. But that's some consideration. Anybody have any questions for me? Otherwise, I think it was a pretty productive testing session. Here are my socials once again. And if nobody has any questions, actually, let's do this. So Rootsley, were you here? Are you still here in the chat? I'm gonna give out promos. Not that you need it, you know, winning your 2 events and all. To 2 top 8 challenges this weekend. But I think yeah, I like the graveyard hate that I have here. But yeah, maybe it's fine. All right, if Glissa, what's going on with Glissa? Okay, there's a whole bunch. Yeah, I don't think the card's playable personally. Putrefy is also not playable. Like in general, you want your threats to be like 1 and 2 drops, and then Putrefy is like an EDH card. But yeah, if there are no more questions, going once, going twice, going 3 times, I'll go ahead and raid Everin again. All right, thank you everybody for hanging out tonight. Hopefully it was fun and educational.